Everyone, welcome to Waking Up with Waffles, because it is not even 7 a.m. I don't think the sun's out, I can't even see it yet, so it is early morning and we are enjoying some Diablo 4 today. We are going to continue the beta and try and hit max level, because there are some rewards if you hit the max level. I know you get like a baby wolf pup and a couple other things, so we're going to try and hit max level to do that. We might try the barbarian also. I've got the sorcerer to almost 20, and I gotta say, I feel like the sorcerer is way overpowered. Like, I am not struggling in the least, and people have been saying the barbarian is the least powerful, so I kind of feel like I should try something else. I guess if we must, let's kill some demons. Welcome in, Swaddle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, I was actually surprised as I was listening to some of the lore of the game, because obviously Diablo, there's demons, there's angels, there's killing demons. So religious icons and ideology and all that is built into the game. And they were talking about faith and how I am nothing without my faith, and you have to do a pilgrimage to cleanse yourself of sin, and as you go through it, there's actually a surprisingly good amount of quotes for Christianity in general in the game, and I know that there's going to be a lot of Christians who are like, no, don't play Diablo, it's a sin, it's evil, you're casting magic, and there's demons, but they actually have some very decent points for Christianity, some good quotes that I plan on using and breaking down and those sort of things, which I think will be great. I'm impressed with it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't vibe with Christianity. You know, the main story is that the son of the devil, or excuse me, the daughter of the devil created the earth and the mortals, and they're arguing, no, this angel did it instead, but this angel wasn't supposed to create humans, and you know, obviously that sort of stuff doesn't vibe with Christianity, but there's still some gems in here. And honestly, I think that would make a good series to talk about at some point. Talking about like different things that really do point to Christianity in media. Someone not long ago, and I can't vouch for this one, this was just something someone said online, so who knows whether or not it's true. Welcome in, Gert. Good morning. They were saying that Harry Potter has some very, very Christian themes in it, and that it's
I'm not ready.
Sort of parallel to the Jesus story. And I like I said, I haven't read enough Harry Potter to say whether or not I believe that's true or not, but someone was trying to argue that Harry Potter was more Christian than it was evil. So someday I'm going to watch the Harry Potter movies and read the books, and I will be able to answer that for certain or not. But there's obviously a lot of other great pieces of media. Binding of Isaac, I was talking to people last night about the Binding of Isaac, which has some interesting religious themes behind it, and it's a great game. So I think there's a lot of Christianity in media that gets overlooked. Do you know which movies have Catholic stuff or documentary movies? Well, the movies off the top of my head that I know that have Christian or Catholic stuff, obviously Passion of the Christ, that would be the most obvious one. Lord of the Rings. Anything by C.S. Lewis, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Most of his stuff, while not specifically Catholic, is Christian. And then there's a thing called Formed, which is like Netflix, but specifically for Catholics, and they make a lot of documentaries and a lot of interesting videos about saints, and they bring in talks from I'm forgetting his name right now. Oh boy, this is embarrassing. What was his name? He used to be on the radio all the time. People swear by him as one of the best preachers of the 20th century. He had fireside chats. Why can I not think of his name? I've got like 3 of his books and things. Oh, what was his name? That's gonna bug me until I look it up. You know one for Saint Gemma? Is that unformed? What is that dude's name? I'm pretty sure he was a bishop. It'll come to me. Either way, Formed is a great place if you want good Catholic content. Formed is worth getting. And I'm pretty sure it's free for most people. If you go to your local parish, they should have some sort of, like, sign-up with Formed that lets you access Formed for no cost, which is excellent as well. So that's what I would check out for Catholic documentaries. When we went to a Catholic retreat, one of the Catholic retreat things we did was talking about Catholicism in movies, and there was some things I just didn't really believe. I thought it was way too much of a stretch. They were talking about... one of the popes did a lot about the women's power and the power of women's femininity and all of that. And so they were trying to touch on that, and they were trying to say that Moana has some deeply, deeply Christian and Catholic ideology hidden within it, and I don't see it. It was, you know, the fiery elemental thing at the end was a woman who was scorned, and when she had her femininity restored to her, she became fertile and green and growing with life, and I just don't know that I can call that a Catholic piece of art. I'm just not certain on that one. And then they brought up Lord of the Rings, which obviously Lord of the Rings, very inspired by Catholicism and all that, but like they said at the end of Lord of the Rings, which I still haven't seen yet, there is the wedding between Aragorn and someone, I don't know. And during the wedding, there is like flowers raining down upon them, and they said, well, that symbolizes from the Bible the manna raining down from heaven for the Jewish people in the desert during the Exodus. And like, that seems like a stretch. I can sort of see it, but also like, don't people just throw flowers and such in the air during weddings? Isn't that just kind of a base thing that people do? I'm not certain the intent there was like, oh, we're gonna hide within all this really, really subtle idea of manna raining down from heaven. Now that'll be just for the intellectuals, you know, just for the people really paying attention. They will get that, and no one else. It seems stretching it a little bit too thin for me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't see that one. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you. See, we got some new followers, new people joining us. I know the Catholic Gaming Network is occasionally dropping by, and I appreciate seeing them. Thank you for your support and hanging out. Troll King's here. My messages are not appearing once again. I'm not ready yet. I have no idea what could cause that. I see that one, but yeah, I haven't seen any of the other messages. I don't know what's causing that. Maybe I'll have to talk to Twitch support. Say you're suppressing my viewers. What are you doing? You getting hyped for the new Legend of Zelda coming out? Less than a month, right? It's coming really soon. I know you pre-ordered a few copies, so it's really weird. It only seems to happen on this channel. That is strange. I mean, like if I blocked you or something, like you wouldn't, nothing would come through, right? So it's not like you got muted or blocked or anything like that, because then nothing would come through, but some things come through. So I don't know what causes some things to come through and some things not. So I have no idea why some would and some wouldn't. Then again, I don't know Twitch super well, so, you know, part of that might be on me, I don't know. Yeah, I don't use Twitch enough to know the ins and outs of it. I just stream on it, basically, and that's all I do. I don't really touch it outside of that. The only message that did not appear was the slogan that you made. That is strange. I shared that. Like I said, I joined this Discord for the Catholic Gaming Network, which if you haven't checked those guys out, go check out the Catholic Gaming Network if you want more Catholic in gaming. And so I was talking to them about being a streamer as well, and they absolutely love that slogan, the Daily Dose of Waffles, so that is absolutely brilliant. I've been trying to get more stuff made for the channel. Most particularly, I've been trying to get someone to make a like Gregorian chant style sound for when we're doing like our prayer and such, but I cannot find anyone who does Gregorian chant-esque meditative music with the you know, anything like that in it. So it's strange to me because like Gregorian chant got really popular again, which I'm super glad to see. So I would have thought that more people would be making it, but I just don't see a whole lot of Gregorian chant even with its popularity. And I understand that it's hard to make, right? Because you need multiple people singing, usually in Latin or you know, languages like that. So I can definitely see that being a challenge that would be difficult to overcome. Well, we're stuck on an invisible wall. We might just lag out here. Should be a huge bummer if we lag out right when we got to the end of this dungeon and have to start over again. I guess it doesn't matter too much. We're just leveling up at this point, right? So, alright, we need to slay all the enemies in the haunted cell block. It's good to see you this morning, though, Troll. I always appreciate when you drop by. I was thinking more on this last night with this game, so they took out a lot of like what I feel like makes this Diablo. Like I said, there's no identifying items anymore, there's no Deckard Cain, there's no like potions really, there's no like the town portal's no longer in your inventory, there's no scrolls of identify, it's all been made quality of life now. And at first I wasn't really vibing with that, but the more and more I think about it, like, did those really add anything to the game? Like, did having to go back to town every 5 minutes to empty your inventory or to identify an item, did that really add anything to the game? I would say no, with one caveat. And that is, there was something pretty magical about when like a legendary item would drop and you could see it in your inventory but you didn't know what it was, so you had that like that thrilling exhilaration, like, oh, I'm gonna go town here soon and I'm gonna get to identify this item and who knows what it could be. Like that triggered a really good happy feeling, so I do miss that. But really it didn't add too much to the game to like, okay, I'm gonna teleport to town and use a scroll of identify. Like that wasn't an interesting interaction with the game, right? So I'm less sad that it's gone, but I do wish still you could get that little feeling of, oh, there's this item in my inventory, I think it's the one that I've been looking for, but I don't know, and I don't think we're gonna get that back. I do like it though. Excuse me. I am finding, I talked a little bit about this, the Sorcerer feels a little overpowered. So once I get the achievement for hitting the max level that I need to hit and all that, I'm going to try the Barbarian. I really want to try the Druid, but I don't have the Druid available yet. So it's weird because you always want to play something powerful in games, right? You want to be powerful, but if you're too powerful, it almost cheapens the experience, right? That's why, like, you start playing with cheat codes in video games, and it's fun for, like, 5 minutes. Like, oh, I got all the cheat codes, I'm super powerful. But then you get bored with it, right? Because it's like, okay, but I'm too powerful. There's no challenge. It's just, I win everything. So it's really interesting that even though this class is super powerful, that it feels like, I don't really want to play this class because it's too powerful. I want a little bit of a challenge. So it might also be, you know, the sorcerer is usually really strong in the beginning, and then you get weaker with, you know, mobs of enemies and when there's resistances. So it's very possible that that strength may wane. Just like, you know, the barbarian's kind of weak at the beginning because you need tons and tons of enemy to, like, grow your fury. And then once you start getting surrounded with tons and tons of enemies, it gets a little bit harder. So we will see. We will see. Obviously, it's still the beta, so there's more to come. Wow, this is incredibly laggy, though. Like, this is one of the worst launches, I think, for Blizzard recently. Their servers have just not been up to the task. And, like, they figured out how to launch World of Warcraft near flawlessly, so the fact that this is struggling is definitely a frustration. But not too bad. Alright, got dungeon done. I need to do a stronghold. People have been talking about strongholds, but I don't know how to unlock the strongholds. So I definitely need to figure out how to do strongholds here. I think that's the only thing I haven't done is an endgame dungeon and a stronghold. I'm just doing a couple of the last minute quests that I kind of skipped to try and, you know, completionist, do everything, get to max level. But I definitely need to find the stronghold. In fact, there's still some area I haven't explored down here yet, so maybe that's the stronghold. I don't know what it is, so. But we need to finish gathering some spirit from the undead as well. I was looking at Pokemon Fusion last night, because I know chat was talking about that yesterday. I think Pokemon Fusion is going to be the next Pokemon game that I enjoy. So I'm very excited to start a new Pokemon game for y'all. Start a new Nuzlocke challenge. Show you how little I know about Pokemon. Alright, these guys aren't dropping what I need. I need to find anima on the ground. Oh, no, they are dropped. Okay, those guys are dropping what I need. I guess the quest was bugged earlier. I tried doing this and I couldn't get the undead to drop anything, so I think it might have just been a bug. Which, again, beta. Expect to run into some bugs. I don't have issue with that. Is this quest up yet? I came by earlier and it was up, so yep. We have to survive the enemy waves. 5 left. 4 left. I do like being able to just randomly run into players like this. I definitely think that's a cool thing. Just like randomly partying up with people. It does make the world feel a little bit more alive, but I also understand, you know, there's some people who are upset that you can't just do a solo playthrough if you want to. There's no way to turn off. And that's one of those, like, worst inventions of modern day, is the idea of always online. That every game has to always be online and there's no turning it off. And that's such a frustration. Like, not every game needs online. Not every game needs to have you online all the time, right? Though, I will say, I am interested that, like, The Last of Us added multiplayer in, and it was wonderful, like shockingly good. So it's still good to see some games push the envelope with unique ideas for online play and all that, but my goodness, everyone wants to call me right this second, like during your stream. They're trying to distract you from the waffles. You've got to resist. Resist the distractions. Welcome back. I don't think we're going to see Dragon Ghost today. Dragon said there was some stuff going on with family, so hopefully everything goes well for Dragon. You know, we're going to make sure to include Dragon in our prayers today because, again, family stuff. Oh, there's some anima. We need some of that. The camera. So my camera was supposed to come yesterday, and it did not. Apparently it got delayed in, I want to say Tennessee? But
my bags are full.
So we're just gonna have to wait to get the camera, unfortunately. I need a waffle maker. I am very close to having 70 moderator swords. What is a moderator sword? You just like, is that something you're giving to your moderators? Like, did you make custom swords? Because that's pretty awesome.
I need time.
Where are all these guys running to? What is going on here? Every time I see a cool waffle maker, I try and tell Emmy that we need more waffle makers because, you know, same waffles, waffle theme. But, like, if you've got one waffle maker, you've got them all, right? Like, unless you have a super special waffle maker that does something other waffle makers make, it really doesn't make a difference if your waffles are shaped like pumpkins or Pikachu or whatever it happens to be, right? The green sword that appears in the Twitch chat. Oh, next to moderators? I didn't realize that there was different moderators. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you have 70 moderators, so you have 70 swords in your chat. Is that what you're saying? At least get your money for the shipping back from the camera, people. That's awesome, Troll. I'm glad to hear you're growing. People need more moderators from. I'm very glad to hear for that. I do plan on getting my money back. Like we talked about, you know, it's not being a Karen to say I paid for a service and did not get said service, so I shouldn't have to pay for said service. So, yeah, I'm gonna call them probably today or on Monday and say, hey, I paid $30 for overnight shipping and it didn't arrive overnight, so what are you gonna do? Oh, you moderate for nearly 70 people. That's a lot. that is a lot of moderation.
I need time to prepare.
I know that people are harsh on moderators, like the whole, oh, you look like a Discord mod or you look like a Reddit mod, but like, it's amazing how many people volunteer their time for moderation to make things work for people. And like, we need those people to do those things because, you know, online forums and stuff would be absolutely awful without moderators doing the thing. But I also understand, like, there are a lot of moderators who, for some reason, like, the power just absolutely goes to their head. Like, Reddit is especially bad with that, where it's like, what? You posted an opinion I disagree with? Well, then you're permanently banned from this forum. So, it's... I understand both sides of the argument. I understand people who dislike the power of using mods, but I also understand that mods are very important for keeping, you know, subreddits going and discords going. Like the Catholicism subreddit, for example, has amazing moderation, and that forum, you know, tends to have less trolls and less problems than most of the other online forums on Reddit because the moderators do such a great job of keeping that sort of thing out. But let's go over here and do that quest. But I understand it's frustrating when you can't interact with your favorite form because some mod is on a power trip or muting people or deleting people who disagree with him and things like that. There was that one Reddit mod, though, who was on the news, who, like, moderated for 100 of the top most used Reddit channels, and he considered it, like, a full-time job and was talking about, like, his benefit to society, and it was a little extreme, but, you know. Definitely glad that he has a calling in life.
I need time.
Let's see, where are we? I keep getting lost on this map. You would think now that the maps don't change that I would have it memorized by now, but I still keep getting lost. I'm really interested, so later today we're going to go do some photography. There is a Cherry Blossom Festival happening downtown, and they're going to be putting on some traditional dances, some Taekwondo demonstrations. Hopefully the cherry blossoms will start to be blossoming today. So I think that's going to be a really good event. Cascadia Furs is going to be there. Apparently some of the local furries are going to go and be out in public and entertaining, and I've been really wanting to work with the furry community because, like, I feel bad for the furry community that there's so many people, like I was talking about yesterday, that there's literally YouTube channels that's entire content is how much they want to kill furries, and that's all their personality, that's their entire content. It's just like, dude just wants to wear a mask and be who he is in public. Like, that shouldn't be such a hated thing, right? I just don't understand. I'm sure it comes from a place of immaturity, and I know that there are some furries that, you know, like any community, gets a little toxic, a little creepy, a little strange, but for the most part, it seems like a harmless hobby, so I really don't understand why so many people just despise them to the point where 1 million people would follow an account that's dedicated to wanting to commit murder against people. So I really want to work with that community because I feel like there could be some good stuff for photography, but also working with groups who typically aren't accepted is a good way for me to grow my business and work with people who wouldn't get these things otherwise. So I really do hope the Cascadia Fur comes today so I can visit with them and see what they're all about and, you know, offer them some photography. And because it's basically just cosplay, right? They're just like cosplayers, just they cosplay something a little bit different than what other people cosplay. So, and I want to break into the cosplay community too. There's good money and good art to be had when it comes to the cosplay community and photography and all that. So hopefully it's a good way to get a foot in the door, and hopefully, you know, get to meet some cool people. If nothing else, I think the traditional dances will be fun today to do some photography for. The Taekwondo, maybe. I was excited to see some Taekwondo demonstrations because, like, doing photography for, like, contact sports is really cool. You can get some really cool moments. But most of the, like, Taekwondo places around me are, like, all ages. So I have a feeling that it's going to be like, here's a demonstration from the 5th graders, here's a demonstration from the 6th graders, in which case, you know, it'll be creepy to take photos, so I probably won't be able to do much with that, if it is what I'm guessing it's going to be, but hopefully they'll still have like a black belt demonstration, or, you know, someone more advanced, someone a little bit older, so we'll see. It's supposed to be sunny today, so hopefully that stays as well. I'm so glad. I know people hate daylight savings, and I hate, you know, getting up early and losing sleep and all that too. I understand that, but having the sun out for an extra hour or two a day is so awesome for photography because it just gives me so much more time to work in the daylight. So I am very happy to see the sun is out once again for us to be able to do photography. And hopefully the sun comes out a little bit more because there is my new lens that I got that requires a whole lot of light. So I need sunny days to work with it. And here in Oregon, we haven't had too many sunny days, you know, for the past 5 months because it's Oregon, and when it's winter and spring in Oregon, all you get is rain, 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 rain. So I am excited for the sun and excited for new photography. Where did that guy go? He just turned into a blood stain on the floor. Slay the simulacrums. Are these guys the simulacrums? Yes. Okay, so we gotta take those guys out. Man, this game is chugging today. Alright, two more. We got this. It's kind of the same thing, actually, the thing on the furries. It's kind of like the My Little Pony, like... Full disclosure, the new My Little Pony series that had come out, I guess it's not the newest one anymore, was actually pretty amazing. But, you know, I know some of the bronies annoyed people, but again, it turned into this whole thing of, like, I understand people in the fandom annoy you, but is that really enough to want to kill someone for annoying you? Like, don't you think that's a little immature? Where did that guy go? Straight to hell. He went straight to hell. I mean, the Butcher disappeared on us yesterday, so he did the same thing. I didn't get to fight the Butcher. I should go back and fight the Butcher, actually. See if I can take him out this time, since last time I had to run and then he just turned into a pool of blood and disappeared for whatever reason.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, I've got a ability point. We're 3 ability points away from an ultimate, which means we get to try our ultimate before the beta's over. Really excited to try out the ultimate abilities. See, like, this is where a barbarian would start to do really good, when they're absolutely surrounded like people with like that. That's where you start to, like, really gain your fury and the whirlwind and all those things start to go. So I know barbarian's a little slow to start, but I think when you're surrounded by enemies like this, it would definitely start to pick up. Excuse me. This was the other thing, like, Diablo's always had randomly generated maps, and so the overworld not being randomly generated anymore was like, that's a core part of Diablo. We lost a core part of Diablo, but at the same time, again, the question is, did it actually add anything to the game? Because, like, all it meant was that when you logged in, you had to go searching and waste time trying to find the thing you're looking for. It didn't actually, like, add challenge to the game. It just wasted everyone's time. So again, it's like, oh, but it was something that made Diablo, but it's honestly better without it. So, and some of the dungeons still are procedurally generated, so I think it's a good compromise that the overworld stays the same, so you always know where you're going, but then the dungeons can be randomized to give you a little bit of a challenge still. I feel like that's a fair compromise. But it just, like I said, all the things that made Diablo were starting to leave the game during this new iteration, and so it's hard to not want those things back, but at the same time, I'm really coming to understand they didn't really add a whole lot to the game, other than wasting people's time and frivolousness. I do love, my favorite thing about Diablo just happened right there, is just like being surrounded by hundreds of demons and just cutting through the horde. Like, you feel so powerful as you slowly just slaughter through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of demons. They do such a good job of making you feel powerful and like you're taking on the hordes of hell.
I'm not ready yet.
I I do hope there's more demons. I hope that the swarms get bigger. I also like they added this, the whole like that's a wallpaper right there, right? It's so cool that they added these like focal points you can go in and look and screenshot, and this is really, that's a really cool addition. I like viewpoints. I'm always a fan of in-game cameras and in-game viewpoints and all those sort of things, and I know where's my, there we go. I know in-game cameras usually people don't use because like, well, why am I going to use in-game cameras? But like, there were some people doing it for God of War, and it was really cool. And I think it'd be really cool to be like, you know, photographer in real life, but also like a photographer in video games. And I've always wanted video games to add more camera things so I could be a video game photographer, swapping lenses and changing the settings and the focal points. And I understand why they don't program that in, because, you know, only like 5 people would ever use it, but I definitely feel like it's a cool feature. Something I want more of. Something I can't get enough of. Hide pants? How are they hiding if I can see them? It's one of my favorite bad jokes is about Tauren from World of Warcraft, or, you know, Minotaurs, cow people, rogues, and they're always huge. How could a Minotaur be a good rogue if they're supposed to be invisible? And you say, well, because they're made of hide, right? Because like their skin is called hide, and hiding is what rogues do, hiding in the shadows. One of my favorite bad jokes. Ooh, we got unlimited criticals. That does not bode well for the enemies. We gotta go. Everyone is getting shocked. I went with an electrical shocking build, and as you can see, I absolutely love it. Kill 20 enemies with critical strikes. Alright. We got some sort of title for that. This suppressing field is actually something really cool that they added to the areas where like magic can't pierce. Is a really cool addition for making things complicated for the fight.
Bill of Mortality.
Bill of Morality.
In the year of the light, 1318, Anno Kegistani.
Oh, okay.
92 souls on these hallowed grounds. Abortive and stillborn. 7.
That's
Bleeding
grim.
wounds. 4. Childbed. 2. Executed. 15.
Long sigh.
Frostbitten. 6. Old age. 1. Removal of blood. 54. Starvation.
I'm pretty sure I just took the boots off that monk, and I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that. Pretty sure taking the boots off of a dead monk is desecrating a corpse. Probably shouldn't be doing that in a monastery. The hide joke. Bad jokes are one of my favorite things. It's the simple things in life, right? It's the little things. Lag is getting really bad this morning. Can't even see what's going on. There's too many enemies. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. We're getting into trouble here.
Low on precious money. I need time.
There we go. Okay, we're making a comeback. If it wasn't lagging so bad, this fight probably wouldn't have been as hard, but we worked with what we got, right? That was the first time I thought I might actually die. That was the first real, like, danger and challenge. Alright, we got the box. I do also like that, like, you can see I have the box on my back here. It does update your character model when you pick up items, which I think is really cool. Definitely a nice touch. Alright, we should almost be done with this dungeon. Almost level 23. We're almost to the end. 25 is the max level for the beta, so we're almost there. And we're pretty decked out in legendaries already. Look at all these legendaries we got. We just picked up a legendary wand. Deal 30% more damage to stunned or frozen enemies. Gert's back. Welcome back, Gert. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am early today. Saturdays tend to be my early streaming day because I usually stream before Emmy wakes up, so I can, you know, get the stream out of the way so that the whole day is ahead of me to do other things. Like I said, I want to do some photography today, so I do have some plans. Next week, actually, we just got notice that there's a special whale watching thing going on next weekend. So we're going to go out to the coast next weekend, potentially, and try and get some photos of whales, because they're going to be migrating through the area and really close to the shore. So I'm really excited for potentially getting to do some whale watching and get some awesome photos of whales. What do I do on Saturdays and Sundays? I mean, it varies every weekend, but usually we try and go out and, like, do a hike, get out of the house, do some things. Usually there's some sort of photography. Sunday, of course, we have church and obligations. Usually have to do our grocery shopping and errands as well, so weekends are never long enough. Oh look, another legendary just dropped. Slay all the enemies in the Undercroft. I think I saw more over here. It's almost Easter. It is almost Easter. Very excited for Easter this year. Hoping, I don't know if it's this year or next year, but I'm hoping we will be able to become a sponsor after this Easter. So when someone else wants to become Catholic, they have to have a sponsor to help guide them through it and, you know, be there for their confirmation and things like that. So I'm really hoping that since we've been in the faith now for a little while, that we will be allowed to be sponsors this upcoming year. Lent is almost over. Lent is almost over, and I am ready for Lent to be over. I have not been as good on my Lenten promises as I should have been recently. Been losing a little bit of the vigor for it, and that's bad. So I'm ready for it to be over. And like I said, I'm ready to hopefully be able to be a sponsor. Really want to help people to the faith. And hopefully I talked a little bit with my church about it, but we'll see. Potentially they might let me work on Easter at the church and do photography of like the lights coming on and do some videos of the litany of the saints and a couple of our songs and do a couple of the baptisms and things like that. So I really hope they let me work Easter. The one downside to working Easter, so if I work at the church, then that doesn't count as going to church. So that means I'll work through the Easter Vigil, and then I will have to go back to Easter church the next day to actually count going to church. My next Nintendo Switch game will be your 95th, because you want Tears of the Kingdom to be 100. What's the next game going to be? Oh, I forgot. We also got, what's this new legendary? We got another legendary wand. Explosions from the Shatter Key passive deal 30% increased damage if they die while enemies are frozen. Interesting. Okay. That's not bad. If I was ice build, that could be a really good item for an ice build. Oh, I don't know this game's gonna hang in there much longer. It's trying really hard to crash. Trying really hard to crash. Stick with it, game. You can do it. 95 will be Omori, 96 Cult of the Lamb, 97 Minecraft Legends. Cult of the Lamb is a great game. That's another one we need to go back and play here soon and do like a speed run on or something. Minecraft Legends, I'm not sure about Minecraft Legends. I did play it. I got Emmy and I a copy so we could play through it, but I don't know. We didn't really get like hooked. It was a little too, maybe a little too simple, a little too easy, but
Do you see him too?
Father.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it a bad game. It just wasn't the right game for us. I'm very happy that Emmy's getting into Call of Duty though, which was, speaking of, we need more players for Call of Duty, because Call of Duty teams are 3, and of course me and Emmy are 2. So if any of y'all want to play Call of Duty with us sometime, we need a third to help our adventures. Help us do a little bit better. So, just saying. Maybe we'll need to do community streams and do recruitment for Call of Duty. We can make a Call of Duty clan. We gotta start the obelisk. Okay, blood is key. That's one. I really like these world events. They're fast and they're fun, but I can see, like, I've already done this world quest probably 5 or 6 times. I could definitely see this becoming a tedious chore after a while, after doing it so many times, right? Like, there's only so many times you can do the same quest before it's not fun anymore. And I'm worried about that. I'm worried about this becoming just too much of a chore. And less fun, you know? Oh, this guy's got strong vampirism. He's healing fast. There we go. Anything good in the treasure chest? Not really, but we'll take it. I don't think I've ever had a game collection that big, Troll King. I don't think I've ever had 95 games at one time for a system. Usually when I get about 20 plus games, I go take them in, trade them all in, and now that I have GameFly, I really don't buy games anymore, so... I did try video game collecting for a little bit. I had almost a $500 collection for the NES. That was a lot of fun, but resellers kind of ruined the fun of that. Not to mention, like, I just didn't have space for the collection any longer. Like, it just physically takes up space that I did not have. Oh, I didn't realize didn't realize this was a town out here that I was missing. That would have been really nice to unlock that teleport waypoint. I guess I should have explored better.
The fates that you live. I will destroy the chalice, and with some luck, that will be the end of it. Thank you for all you've done, but please never speak.
Alright, side quest complete. Let's grab some more side quests.
We display. Caller has challenged.
Give me all the quests. And yours as well. Alright. We've got new quests here. Go collect some Ice Clan bones. I don't really find myself using any of these skills. I guess let's try Firewall. Firewall historically is a really good spell, so I don't know. I've basically just been using Chain Lightning. Like, this spell is so good that there's literally no reason to use any other spell. Which probably means, I mean, Blizzard's gonna have to nerf it, right? Like, you can't have spells that are that good. You can't have one spell that's that good. So when they nerf it, I'm sure other spells will become useful, but for now it's too good not to use. And that's how you know a spell's broken, when you can't even use the other spells or have fun with the other ones, because that one's just too good to give up. Alright, so we need to collect 25 bones and destroy 3 skeletal constructs. Yes, give me your bones.
Any time.
What I don't like about Firewall, and maybe I just not seeing it, but it seems like I can't control where I cast it. Like, it just shoots out in front of me. And I would really like to be able to choose where it's casting. Man, these guys are getting me. Slowing me down enough that this is actually becoming a challenge. A level up. I'm glad Firewall doesn't hurt you anymore, too. That was always a really hard thing, was finding a place to put the Firewall where it wouldn't destroy your allies. Is that a trap? It is! Okay, that was pretty cool. Shouldn't have gotten hit by that, but it was cool to learn. Oh, there's the kitty. Probably hear him. Hear him screaming in the background. That is all he does lately, is scream. Very loud, very noisy cat. Ooh, legendary. What do we get? Amulet of the Unbroken Tether. Chain Lightning has a 38% chance to chain 2 additional times. Well, that's a no-brainer. That's my entire build, so yes, please. Spider Monkey's here. Welcome in, Spider Monkey. I've been talking about these guys for a little bit. This is from the Catholic Gaming Network. If y'all haven't checked them out and you want more Catholic gaming, they are the place to check it out. Their Discord is way more active than mine, so if you also want to talk Catholicism and games, Spider is the person to check out for that sort of things. How's it going this morning? It's pretty good. We've been taking down some demons, talking a little bit of Catholicism, talking about some photography, a little bit of everything today, so it's going good. I'm hoping also with the Catholic Gaming Network to scrounge up enough people to finally play that Catholic D&D game that we've been talking about and possibly stream or show that one off. So I'm really excited to have met these guys. Really awesome crowd. And again, really awesome Discord. If you have questions about Catholicism, that is a great place to discuss it. I am one of the armchair theologians who sits in there and tries to answer questions. It gives me a chance, like, I want to be an apologist, so being able to practice the apologist and practice teaching and talking, but also being in an environment where if I say something wrong, there's someone who can correct me or say, that's not quite how I would put it, is super helpful. I don't know if my chat will allow it, but if you want to, you can, I don't think it allows links, but if you want to put, like, the Discord name or how they can contact, like, your page so they can get in or talk to y'all, please go for it. Alright, got some bones. Let's see, we still got a lot of this dungeon to explore.
I'm not ready yet.
I think I spend more time in their Discord than I spend in my own. I'm really excited for the Catholic D&D, though. I really want to see how well this game goes. And in fact, Red Panda Publishing, the group who made the Bible D&D game, gave us an update today, and they are ahead of schedule on creating their new book, which I also pre-ordered, which is going to be the Revelations, and it looks super interesting, so I'm really excited to get that one too, even though I haven't even played their first book yet. Edgar's here! Good morning, Edgar! Welcome in, welcome in! Someday I will get to play it. Hopefully this year. How are you doing today, Edgar? Always glad to have you join. Gaming? You gaming today? Alright, 13 seconds. Let's see if we can get one more wave in. 8 seconds. Oh, we're gonna run out of time. We did it. Got drunk last night. GG. So feeling quite tired. You know, that is, I miss the taste of some drinks, especially like some of my favorite beers. But I don't miss the hangovers, and I honestly don't miss the feeling of being drunk, the feeling of losing control. Don't miss that. So how would the sessions work? Would it just be like actionist stuff or just walking through it? I'm hoping, honestly, to do... Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I'm hoping that it will be both. I haven't read the book for the Bible Adventure yet, so I want to... Here's what I want out of it. I want the Bible Adventure book to be good enough that I can take it to our local parishes and say, look, kids these days love Dungeons and Dragons. So in order to encourage the younger crowd to enjoy church and all that, what if we were to run a Bible D&D session? for getting, people, 18 to 25 or however, or even like the youth group more into learning the Bible. So I want to use it as a tool to help teach the Bible and teach Catholicism, but also something that's interesting to the younger crowd. So my hope is that we would walk through the game and pick apart the theology of the game and say, okay, is this actually good theology? Is this heresy? Is this a good teaching tool? But I also want to play the game as it's intended to be played, because even if it's a good theology tool and a good teaching tool, that doesn't make it a fun game, right? I want both. I want the game to be fun, and I want it to be an educational tool. So I want to both walk through it and play through it to see it as a teaching tool and also see it as a game. And I'm hoping that it won't disappoint on either front. But considering that the book has a whole section on how to roleplay Jesus, I'm skeptical. I really feel like playing as Jesus in a game has all the potential in the world to go terribly, terribly wrong. So, yeah, little nervous, but I want to see. I want to see what people think of it. I want to see how it actually runs. I want to run the full gambit of the game. But it's so hard to find people to play with because, Christianity and Catholicism is already unpopular enough. Now, combining that with the D&D crowd who tends to be on the other end of the spectrum, it's difficult to find people interested who will take it seriously and discuss it seriously. So that's why I'm happy to have found the Catholic Gaming Network, because it seems like I might find folks who can do both for me. I got an ad yesterday for a backpack that they allege can hold any water bottle in its side pouch that you can carry. And that was like the whole thing they were doing was like, no matter what kind of water bottle you carry, our backpack can handle it. And I really want to buy it just to see, can my 1 gallon water bottle fit in their backpack as they so claim in their ads? Because something tells me it does not. I can see it now. You walk into the temple and see people gambling and handling money. Jesus sees them, roll for initiative. That wouldn't be out of character, out of the ordinary, but I think from what little I know of the game, they're trying to do the setting before Jesus' ministry. So I think, not that he's a minor character, but I think they try and keep him on his path, and then your path is intertwined, but not as forefront. So I think they will do it well. But, obviously I want to try it before I take it to the church and be like, hey, let's play this game. It's only got, and then discover, oh, it's got a whole bunch of heresy in it. So I casually say as I'm killing demons as a sorcerer wielding magic. You'd be interested? Very glad to hear. I know we've got one other person who's at least interested, so, even if we don't have time to play the full game, just reading through some of the stuff, any little bit helps, right? So, when I get 1 or 2 more, I know one other person was interested in potentially streaming it. I'm going to start putting together the group so we can experience the Bible as a D&D story. And there's still some fantasy in the game. Like, I know I don't always go in depth on this. Some people are worried about, like, is it just playing through the Bible story? There's also your fantasy. You're still going to be fighting demons. I know one of the stories is a murder mystery that takes place on a boat. You intercept a slave boat with cultists from Baal, and you have to figure out who is sacrificing slaves to Baal. So there's still some fantasy elements to it, and it's still a grandiose D&D adventure, just with Bible themes and some stories from the Bible. And you can get David's sling that does extra damage against giants and things like that. So
I'm not ready yet.
ooh, this guy hits hard. Hurts a little bit.
I'm not ready yet. Any time.
Okay, one more set of Firewall and Hydra should destroy this guy.
Any time.
Come on. Go down. We've almost got you. Go down. There we go.
My burden is too great.
Full up on loot already. All right. Another quest down. We're 23 and a quarter, 23 and a half. Oh, almost 24. We might just hit our goal today. I think we're going to hit 25. All right, let's turn these items into dust. Get started for the day, head out. Glad to have you here, Spider. Thanks for the follow. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for chatting, and I'll see you probably later today in the Discord. Have a great day.
Splintered and broken as they should be. This will be
Thanks for dropping by.
offering.
Yes, please, try and do the link. I don't know that my auto mod allows links, but give it a shot. Interesting. Yeah, it just asterisks it. Let me see if I can click on it to... No, it won't let me... okay it. I will post it in my chat, though, in my Discord, so that people get it. So no worries there. I will make sure they get it. Alright, find color the collector. Alright, I guess we're going back up there and gonna destroy some more demons. Twitch whispers, maybe? I think you can whisper links. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Alright, so we're looking for the collector. Enemies are starting to be a challenge now. I can definitely feel my power levels waning a little bit here as we get a little bit farther in. What we got over here? Oh, there's Color the Collector. That's who we were looking for. Oh, he hurts. Oh, he hurts a lot.
I'm not ready yet.
Ooh, I think he almost killed me right there. He did kill me right there. Alright, gotta dodge that ability. I think I saw someone around here, so maybe he will pop over and help me, but I doubt it. I don't think he stayed in the area. If you didn't know, this game also has a hardcore mode where you can choose to play the game where when you die once, that's it. The game over. Your character is deleted and gone forever. So I think I might do a couple runs through of that at some point, but like right there, that would have been it. 23 levels, all that time, gone forever. So it can be fun, but it can also be, you know, horrible if in 1 second of lag, or, you know, the game disconnects and you die because the game disconnects. Like, I could only imagine how absolutely unfun that would be to lose because the game lagged. And you lose all that work. So that's what I'm scared of, and especially because the game is online only. Like, you never know when something's going to cause a disconnect or something like that, right? So and down he goes. And we'll go turn this quest in, and that should get us to 24. Or not. Thought we were going to get 24. What do we find here? A legendary focus. 11 intelligence. While ice armor is active, you leave behind exploding ice trails. So I can combine wands instead of... What does the staff do for me? Basic skill damage, vulnerable damage, critical strike with scores. So if we put on that... That's a shatter wand, and this is a... That. Oh, that's much more power. Okay, so let's put that in there. That. And I got all sorts of titles and emblems. Interesting. Alright, I think now's a good time to wrap up because the game is lagging and I am certain that it is going to crash any moment. So let's hit 24. Oh, we're still so close to that ultimate ability. So close to getting our ultimate. Oh, we got it. Okay. Okay, I know I said we were going to wrap up, but we got to try out the ultimate really quick. Let's see. We got unstable current. Lightning surges within you for 10 seconds when you cast a shock skill. A random shock skill is also cast. Inferno, a summon a fiery serpent that burns everyone. Or deep freeze. Become immune for 4 seconds, continually chilling everyone. Alright, we gotta go test out our ultimate ability. This is what we've been working for, right? Let's go. So every time I cast a shock ability... What is it? Need to assign the skill somewhere. Let's assign it over this one. So there we go. So I use this. And every time I cast a shock ability, a random other ability is cast. Okay. Pretty cool. This bear is way harder than he should be. Kind of anticlimactic. Like, it wasn't as exciting as I thought an ultimate ability would be, but I'm sure the other ones are flashy. Anyways, let us end with our closing prayer today. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, today we pray for Dragon Ghost, who is going through some family issues. Be with the entire family and help them through these struggles. Lord, we pray for those who've run away from home, those who are missing from home, and those who are struggling with mental illness, whether it be being able to eat, whether it be sleeping, whether it be depression. Lord, help all of us with mental illness. And we pray for those who are in purgatory, those who have no one left to pray for themselves. Lord, help those souls to enter your everlasting kingdom of love. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you to our new followers, and thank you to all the lurkers. Have a wonderful, blessed Saturday, and we will see you again soon.